So Mikey Goddard of Rhode Island asks, how many times do I run into people? Squatters, teenagers, scrappers, fellow explorers. Um, Usual rule of thumb is I like to be the only one in the building. Um, Me and whoever I'm going with. This way, if you hear a noise, you know to duck out. Good thing about being in buildings is it's usually a place, if it's big enough, there are multiple points to get in and out. So it's not like you're trapped or sealed inside. I have run in one friend, Shane, and I, who I've explored with extensively since 2015. We'd gone to Embryville. This is either our last or next to last visit before the demolition work had started. And him and I were walking down this hallway, and there were three figures walking towards us. Nobody said anything. Nobody looked like they were running. The girl had one girl and two guys. So the girl had a camera. The one guy had a 40-ounce of beer. The other guy had a joint. They were clearly just, I think this is the very last explore we did at Embryville before the demolition. I think that they were just saying goodbye to Embryville State School in their way. Her wanting the photos, the one guy just wanting to enjoy a beer, and the other guy just wanting to enjoy a joint. They said, hey, we didn't even stop. We just, a nod, hey, how's it going? They kept going their way. We kept going our way. Minutes later, we actually ended up discovering the auditorium, which, for some strange reason, we weren't able to find in the 4 or 5 visits we did before that. Just there it was. Almost like last chance luck, It's just you just go in to say goodbye. You don't expect any kind of surprise, and boom, the one thing that you really wanted to see that whole time. So the one thing that Shane wanted to see was the auditorium. We'd seen it. Haven't really face-to-face run into scrappers. I've heard them, cutting tools, trying to get their pipe or whatever. With scrap metal, it's not about the quality, it's about the weight. So with psychiatric hospitals, the thickness of the pipe, gives you more weight. So that's typically what they end up going for. You typically hear those. Again, I try to work on if I don't see someone, they can't see me, so I'm unknown inside. That's a good rule of thumb to follow. So I generally hear scrappers more than I see them. It's my first 2 visits to Allentown State. I ran into 2 other explorers, man and woman. The guy was very, kind of get away from me. And the woman, we had both known a guy that was doing like an audio-visual kind of project, I guess. Not really a final exam. I think it was like a project. And he had chosen 5 people. Well, I was one of them, and this other lady was one of those 5. Talked briefly. Generally, experiences with others are friendly. The one time at Kings Park, we were in Building 7, which is the medical building. And we were walking, this kid Jake and I were walking through, and we'd heard voices. Nothing spooky or ghostly or anything, but human voices. There was probably 6 to 8 guys in various superhero costumes, and one photographer with a tripod. He was, where the body coolers are, and they wanted to get a couple of photos. These kids seemed like they were in they appeared to be late 20s or late teens, early 20s, let's say. High-pitched, very excited, They really wanted to get this photo shoot, and they were just happy to be there, kind of thing. So they were thrilled and just happy to share what they were doing. Photographer was more or less, all right, let's get this set up, let's take these photos, more of a, hey, let's get this ball rolling kind of thing. Whereas they just seemed thrilled to be out, you know, in this cool spot with these, and I'm sure it would have made an excellent backdrop, for a group photo of, local friends, enthusiasts, whatever they were. Another time at Kings Park, this guy, Eddie, you know, he's been there extensively explored. And so just, all right, I got boom, 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 I got some spots for you. Let's take you up. He's moving like a New Yorker, real fast. Walking down the hallway around this corner and scare the ever-loving shit out of this guy with a camera who, realizes, hey, we're all just doing the same thing. I also ran into an older woman and probably her grandkids, early 20s, late teens, early 20s. Again, Kings Park is typically where, if I'm in an abandoned building, that's typically where I end up running into people. It's not really an abandoned building. It's more like Disney World, just as iconic a site as that is, and the connection a lot of people on Long Island have to that hospital, or just, something really cool to do on a weekend when you're bored. You don't want to leave the island. You just, let's go to Kings Park. It really, especially in the warmer months, every time I've gone, it's always been warm. And early morning, you typically don't find anyone. But by midday, it just seems to be, hey, we're bored. We figured let's check it out. And never anything evil. There was a steel mill not far from me. There's a homeless guy. A couple of friends and I were talking, and I noticed a door that wasn't closed before was closed, like barricaded. Oh, this is weird. And the guy behind the blocked door says, oh, hey, how's it going? Again, nothing nefarious, nothing evil. I just think he wanted just us to know that he was there and kind of living there kind of thing. Can't really think of anything else. Like I said, usually I go to places, they're me and whoever I'm with, we're the only ones. It's very seldom, they're either very high profile or they're very low risk, with the exception of Kings Park. So there's not really a whole lot of attention. So yeah, that's who, basically the style of people and the places that I've gotten, interactions with other people in buildings.